infighting. Oh, heck, I love that disclaimer. There is a lot of infighting. There's a lot of hate groups, um, and there's a lot of non-support for safe spaces in our own community. It's a
Okay.
strange time.
Okay. Well, I just want to say to our audience out there, welcome to Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Show. Today we have on the show comedian Russell Mania, all the way from Ocala, Florida.
Like
And
Lakeland,
he, which where?
Lakeland,
Oh, Lakeland, Florida. And you know,
yes.
Lakeland back in the days used to be one of my old stomping grounds. The Parrot, Paradise Parrot used to be my old stomping ground many years ago. Now, today on the show, Russell has some issues about, you know, as we know, a lot of bars around the world where we have drag shows and LGBT events are closing or um, have a lot of issues with just different social aspects of our community, whether it's housing, racism, the fact of drag, diversity, and a lot of concerning issues about um, internal issues and concerning the government or concerning liquor licenses or just concerning other performers and other bar owners and just city ordinances and things like this. And today, Russell wants to talk about a lot of those issues that he thinks can help educate us and show where the divide is. So I just want to say, welcome to the show today, Mr. Russell Mania Star comedian. You've made me laugh many times on your shows. So I just want to say, welcome today. And let's get started with what it is that's on your mind.
Okay. We were going to do this big drag show extravaganza in Lake Wales, Florida, at the Eagle Ridge Mall. And it
Mhm.
was very heavily advertised. Karma S. Rose was the person who was putting together the drag part of the show. I was hired to do Elton John and do some comedy on the pre-show part, and then we had um, Billy coming in doing. He was going to sing live, and so it was big, huge thing. Cover was like $5, you know. Um, but apparently, in the city of Lake Wales, um, it just can't be done, and there was some history behind it, and because they've stopped drag shows there before. One is, for instance, is the Moms for Liberty. I don't know if you've heard of those people. Um,
Mhm.
they are a militant group. They're basically a female KKK. I'm going to call it as it is. And
Mhm.
yeah, okay, they don't like minorities. They don't like anything that's not purebred white Republican heterosexual behavior. We're going to leave it there.
So this is in the city of Wales, Lake Wales, or in the city of Lakeland.
No, this is in the city of Lake Wales, although they have visited the city of Lakeland and
Okay.
dealing with Mama Ashley
So
Rose
you so
bingos.
you guys were gonna do a drag show in Lake Wales.
Lake Wales in the Eagle Ridge Mall, uh,
Okay.
which okay, you know how malls are, and they're basically 70% empty. So I don't know why they would want to turn down anything that was going to bring traffic into the existing mall. And the leader
Mhm.
anchor store protesting it um, was Dillard's, of all people, of all corporations, Dillard's. Um, and I'm
And
actually
Billards is what? What is Billards?
Dillard's is a fan. It's a okay. It's basically Target with higher prices. It's a lot. It's sort of like Macy's.
Oh, okay.
It's a Macy's wannabe. I'm going to say that. Um, and I would suggest if any of the callers would like to call the store and protest that I do have the phone number, if I may. And
Hmm.
that is 863 676 7646. And you can register a complaint there or Google the corporate office and let them know that they should have just minded their own business.
Okay, but
Just
why was Billard protesting the drag show? Why?
because they felt it wasn't family friendly. And I'm going to speak this. When I did drag years ago, I bought my dresses at Dillard's, and they treated me pretty good.
Mhm.
That's the one in Lakeland. And so I don't understand this because they have the evening gowns and stuff that we like. Um,
Mhm.
so this guy hurting themselves on that one. And this is in the Eagle Ridge Mall, which is managed and owned by the Tabani Group. Uh, Phone number there is 972-417-5835, and you can let them know that they didn't appreciate. They're like, and according to your lease, there's a morals clause, and everything has to be family friendly. Now, you as well as I do know you could do a family friendly drag show. It isn't impossible. Um, and the manager there, which is interesting here, that manager is Curtis Gibson. He is a manager of Eagle Ridge Mall. He is a former Lake Wales City Commissioner. He has allegedly been violent against the LGBTQ community. I wasn't able to pull up all those things there. He does have a talk show called Straight Talk. That says it all there, doesn't it? And
Mhm.
yes, and you could reach him at his own phone number at 863-589-2173 and let him know. Again, be happy there were people that were even willing to come to that mall. I won't use the word.
Mhm. So who was actually hosting the drag show?
It was hosted by a place that's called um, Corner of the Universe, um, and it was a theater, and it just served food and liquor and that, and they were actually, I was going to be their entertainment director. I was going to have drag brunches there, and I'm still going to be there. I am still going to be there. I am going to be putting on their comedy shows there, and trust me, there'll be some queer comics coming in there. So they're just going to have to brace for impact. Okay, because
Mhm.
I am not done yet. And you know what's more dangerous than a drag queen is a drag queen with a microphone and a cause. 'Cause
So in the long run, what is actually happening? Did this actually make the news? Um this issue with you and because apparently you say you're still at this club that they want to ban the drag shows from.
yeah, basically he has to retool the business, and he's going by the lease and all that. Because once you sign a lease, there's a lot of things, and he's not happy about it. He is, getting. We have some attorneys involved, Civil Liberties Union, and all that to look through because you remember DeSantis tried to ban the drag shows. The federal court judge says no, you can.
Mhm.
And also, this was at 10 o'clock at night. So, what are the odds that a lone child is going to stray in there, you know, and perhaps see something that maybe he shouldn't see? I don't know because I know these entertainers, and there isn't anything provocative that would have been done anyway. This is a
Well,
professional show.
aren't malls closed in the US at 10 o'clock?
Well, most of the malls are closed. Yes, this is a nightclub that's on the outside of it,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
close to the movie theater. So again, there are already movies in that movie theater, and there was. I'm going to use an example. FYE used to be in that mall. They used to sell a movie called "I Spit on Your Grave," and it's a very notorious '70s exploitative horror movie where a woman gets raped 8 times, literally 8 times. This is okay to sell in the same mall that you're not allowed to have a drag queen show. It makes no sense. And they say, well, it's an R-rated movie. Let me educate people about the R-rated movie system. R-rated movies is not a law. It is a rule. It is a suggestion. It isn't a law. So
So,
A child
can,
can buy an R-rated movie. It is not illegal to do so.
mhm. So can I ask a question? Now,
Yeah.
you were doing the had the drag shows already happened, and they saw. Did people come to watch the drag shows that you were talking about?
No, this was actually going to start September 1st. It was a launch party. The business had a soft opening about a month ago, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and he has owned many multiple businesses. This is a very nice man, and anyway, this is going to be the grand opening, and he wanted to be inclusive into all forms of
Mm-hmm.
it. And what he did do is he made sure that he got a singer. He made sure he got some comedians. He was being very inclusive because sometimes, and this is my other little pet peeve, is that when we think of entertainers in the LGBTQIA community, we only think of drag. And that isn't fair because there are actors, dancers, comedians, singers, poets, artists of all kinds that need to have a
Mm-hmm.
place stone to showcase their art.
So
Uh,
why did what I don't understand is this: if the mall is closed and this place is on the outside, why would Billards have an issue with what's going on in this restaurant, bar, nightclub? I
I'm
don't understand it. If they are closed.
I'm going to say this because the manager, former city commissioner, was just looking for a reason. Convinced the manager of Dillard's to kind of complain. I think he just needed something on paper. I don't know if Dillard's itself really cared that much. I don't think they would. I would understand if Chick-fil-A did it,
Hmm.
but
I
um,
mean, a nightclub that is open during the night is generally, we know a lot of adult people go there, whether they're going there to dance or to drink. We know adult things happen in adult spaces. So I don't understand quite why Dillard's would even bother with the fact that this club, which has been operating probably for some time there already, without these issues, because I'm sure they've had adult entertainment in there somehow
well,
at some point from before.
here is the thing. Okay, it hasn't been open there that long, but there is another bar in the mall. It's 21 and only. They now have to
Mhm.
change and become a restaurant to allow minors in there because of all this mess. Okay, every anything involving on the mall property, on the whole mall property, has to be all ages admitted. Um, I'm like, why are we trying? I don't understand if you are managing a mall and you have 40 to 70% of your store space is vacant. Why are you being so nasty about it? I mean, um, it's just that this guy in particular and the mayor in particular, because the mayor said he was this. If it would have went on, he would have had the Lake Wales police there and stopped it.
Mhm.
So
Well, what I don't understand is if the bar itself has a liquor license that entitles them to have entertainment, nothing could be done to stop it if it wasn't a lewd act, unless they thought the drag show was a lewd act. And
and
if they hadn't had any shows there already, what gave them the right to try to stop a show that they haven't even seen yet?
I do not have that answer. The only thing is that our governor has defined drag shows as a lewd act, and even though statewide, you know, can't be done, I don't know if it could be done locally. Uh, Polk County is a very strange county. I mean,
Mhm.
we just now got about 3 or 4 years ago, we were allowed to sell liquor on a Sunday. Okay, there is no adult type of entertainment at all. No nudie bars, no adult bookstores, nothing. Um, so I don't, I don't know
But
exactly.
but your show as a comedian, and sometimes comedians can be very risque. So that is okay to have in this bar, but not drag shows.
Yes, because it's not. Um, and I will say this too. I'm allowed to do Elton John. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not changing gender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well, I don't think trans women and drag queens are changing gender either. I think that's just a form of art, a form of,
I
that's entertainment.
I agree, but apparently, I just think it's really just an excuse to attack the LGBTQ community. They don't want us there. I
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I really thought Lake Wales, being that close to Orlando, would be a little bit more progressive in nature. I've done drag
Mm-hmm.
shows with Wiki Watchy. You would think that would be backwards, and Wiki Watchy embraced our drag shows there. So it just, and also the tickets were selling pretty good. So apparently there were enough people that wanted to see the show. So there were a lot of people that were not offended in the Lake Wales area. So I don't, it was just simply, they were just like, we don't want the queers in Lake Wales. So
Mm-hmm. So
that's,
what at the end of the day, I mean, the man who owns the bar should be standing up for his potential employees or his events that he's having at this bar. I'm sure he's thinking to himself, this was just a way of me having different entertainment in my bar. How dare you try to stop me? But I'm sure you're not the first person that has thought about bringing drag, and I'm sure he's had a drag queen or two there before.
no, because again, he's basically hosted comedy clubs, and things. And this is his first foray into a larger venue. So, and
Oh, okay.
it's not been open that long. It's only been open less than a month. So
Oh,
this is
okay.
going to be the first thing. And now he is a strong ally. He is got attorneys involved in reading things and all this. But here is the problem I have. Even if we win the legality of it,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be so much hatred, with the hate groups coming up there, that maybe it isn't a good place to go because of the potential violence it may cause. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that, I mean, we're even getting this here with Mama Ashley Rose's drag bingo here, where she has, you know, kids that are there, and it's a family friendly event, and it's a safe space, and there are people that were protesting it. There are people protesting the Polk County Pride. They actually came downtown with picket signs and everything. They got the wrong day, so there was
It's a
nothing going
you,
on. It's stupid.
it's very strange, Russell. All this stuff that is happening now around drag and stuff like this, and with us trying to figure out what we're going to do about our rights and all this stuff. So, what's going to happen now with your event at this bar, and why? Let's just say, I mean, this is your livelihood. This is how you make money. This is how he earns money to pay his rent at the bar and pay his employees and his livelihood as well. What does he want to happen? Does he just want to out of the whole deal and just so he can make things more calm in Lake Wales, or what's the situation now?
The situation is this: the event has been canceled due to a lot of what we mentioned. He is not. This is not his only stream of revenue by any means. This is only going to be one tiny part of the club. Okay, there were going to be comedy shows, and there were going to be private events, and there were going to be, weddings and parties and things. It's a full service restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So that will continue. He was wanting to open that space up. Now he is looking for another venue that will allow him to do that. I suggested Osceola County, okay, because that's the best of both worlds. It's really kind of close to Polk County and Orange County, and you'll get a lot of things there. Um, so, you know, he's still going to continue. As far as the people involved. Karma is fine doing it. Catherine Nevitz, of course, is a legend and can go anywhere. So there was, and Augusto does share live in his own voice. So these particular artists will go on. Um, you know, Billy has his own show in Orlando. So this simply isn't really affecting our payroll so much. It was just
Mhm.
it'd been a nice little thing for me, but I'm on the radio now, and I produce other stand up events in St. Pete, Tampa, Lakeland. So I've gone on to producer. I'm doing movies now. So there's a it's not my only stream of revenue either.
Mhm. Well, I'm thinking if you're really upset about this, I think that if you know the law and the law is not actually preventing you guys from having this drag show, it's just people that are opposed to the drag show, but yet the tickets are still selling or worth selling. Why not go ahead with the event if the city, regardless, if he's not breaking the law in a sense, if you know that the lawyer says, well, you're not breaking the law for having a drag show, I would go ahead with the drag show and just see how it all turned out. Because either way, I think you would need to go through it to 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 have a more clear
I mean,
idea of if you're breaking the law or not. Because
it's
I
not.
think that it needs to happen either way. You need to go down to City Hall or go to the police department and talk to them and see.
Okay, it's not just dealing with City Hall. It's also dealing with management in there, and according to the lease, specifically, it says you cannot have a drag show in the lease.
It says
Okay.
that.
Yes. Um,
That's
so
that's that's rather strange. But why
it's
would he want to do the event if he knew that in the lease it said he shouldn't have a drag show?
um I don't know, maybe you didn't know. Um I don't know. On that I can't really answer that. I think that
Okay. Well,
for the most part
I
he
just didn't.
canceled. He just wanted to
Oh,
cancel the safety of the performers, and
oh, okay.
I'm saying that it
Well,
won't come back in some other form because he is a man of his word. He'll keep um, the show will happen. It may not happen there, but it will happen somewhere.
mhm.
So that I believe. Um,
But what I think you should do, I mean, if it was me in this situation, if you wanted to, this is what a lot of this is what RuPaul and a lot of the other people are now doing. They're putting these drag shows more in theaters. And even if you could put your show into small community theater and invite the community, regardless of how opposed they are, send an open invitation to the community in the city of Lake Wales to come and watch your show entirety in whatever you decide how you want to produce it. And I would say not to tone it down or nothing, but these not a family friendly show. You produce a show that you will do nightly. You know what we do with drag, and invite the community to an all adult show. You don't need to be an all kids friendly show for adult entertainment and to hide what we do. Just do the show the way you normally see the show in Orlando or normally the way you would see comedians. There's no comedian coming in, walking around. You see Dave Chappelle, Martin, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart. These people curse continuously, but yet they fill up stadiums. And
and
I think that
I
this
would be
is
about to
something
say
you
that.
need to do.
The thing is, though, there's a history of there have been drag shows in Lake Wales, and it's just something that um, we have coalition already started that's doing exactly what you're suggesting. Uh, they are
Mhm.
they are approaching the city council. Their city council meetings, by the way, the first and third Tuesday of the month at the um, yeah at the city commissioner's office. Um, it's on 201 West Central Avenue in Lake Wales. And the mayor of Lake Wales, whose name is Jack Hilligoss, he also works at the High Point Church. A lot of this is that we
Mhm.
have all these church-going people that are in the Lake Wales government that are trying to legislate morality. And,
Mhm. Well,
and
how did they find out about your event?
because it's blasted all over Facebook, it's all over social media. There,
Oh,
there
okay.
we did not get we made this boom, it went everywhere, it went, I even put it on TikTok. um
Mhm.
so I think myself, if I were the mall manager, I'd be like, well, thank goodness there'll be people coming to the mall. Maybe they'll stop in before the show, because the show itself started at 8. That was with Billy and me. And then at 10 o'clock, we
Mhm.
brought out the drag. So maybe, because the mall's still open then, people might have went into Dillard's and bought something. They might have went into the food court and ate something. Okay. That would
Mhm.
have brought them a lot of business. It doesn't make any business sense at all to, when you're in business, you don't see gay, you don't see straight, you see green, you see money.
Mhm.
And
So, can I ask a question?
mhm,
Why? Can I just? I mean, because for me, it's quite simple. Why did you go to the owner of this bar to about the show, or did he approach you about doing the show?
he approached me.
Okay. Now, this would mean that he wasn't even thinking of, he must have known. I mean, anybody that runs a restaurant or has a lease, including whether your apartment lease or your business lease or whatever, you would know if they specifically said drag shows, because drag shows just came under fire in the last 2 years. So, I mean, if it was in his clause for him not to have a drag show, why try to have a drag show in this bar restaurant?
I don't know. They're looking at, there may be two separate leases. There's a lease dispute with the other bar, because you can't lease out a business and then tell them, oh, by the way, you have to change it now. Um, so
Mhm.
I don't know. This is a whole lot of who shot John going on with the mall management there. Um,
Mhm.
so I can say this: the drag show was already going on. I was an add-on, and then they wanted me to start producing brunches once a week. Um, but I was
Okay.
add-on. I met with the owner. We had a nice conversation. He's a fabulous, you know, ally, uh, very straight. And I will say this: he was easy on the eye. I want to say that. Um, I call it as I see it. Um,
Oh,
and so
it's a shame that we're having all these issues now with drag. I hope you can resolve that issue, but we have to remember we have to, for us as the gay community and the drag community, we have to do these things boots on the ground. We have to fight from being active and making sure that they understand we understand our rights, and they can't just keep us from either being employed or looking for employment or opportunities and being in spaces that we're invited into, whether it's to make revenue and what they consider lewd, we might not consider lewd. But we already know when you're over 21, you can see anything in the world that you want to see. You have the right to choose whether you want to go into these spaces that are either adult entertainment or adult entertainment friendly. And this is something that we should not be, we should have any issues. There's a reason they say you have to be 21 and over in the US to go into clubs or go into adult spaces. And drag is part of that. So you're not here to police the children that go into the mall. If the children, if the place that you work in is an adult place, but after a certain hour or a certain hour, it's child friendly because it's a restaurant and kids come in to eat hamburgers or whatever they're doing, French fries or whatever. But then at a certain time, it becomes an adult space. There probably maybe there should be something clear on the front door that no kids are allowed. Nobody over under 21 is allowed into the space after that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think that you, to me, if it was me, and I own the place, I would have already understood my lease, and nobody would stop me from holding any events that I wanted to hold in the space. Two, I would go right down to the city council office and understand what my rights were as a business owner and show them the lease and see if it excluded drag. And if it didn't exclude drag or this kind of entertainment in general, adult entertainment in general, because I think comedy could be considered lewd acts as well. Because you don't know what a comedian's going to say when they get into your establishment.
I'm going to say that I agree with that, but again, I think there's a lot of shenanigans going on with um, the the management at the mall, and I think they're playing tricky things. And I'm not involved in that part of it, but I do know that the owner is standing with us. He is fighting it tooth and nail, and merely right now the event is postponed.
Mhm. Well,
Um,
I mean, from what you're telling me, I can tell where the issue is, and I don't think it's Dillard's. I think it's probably the other bar. They're afraid that they're going to take all the business because drag will draw people out, and the gay community is known to support these kind of things. And people who are curious and people that are more open, like RuPaul's Drag Race has made drag sort of made people feel that they can just be who they want. So they'll be looking for these kind of spaces and events. And and the fact that the gay community in itself, with Beyonce doing the Renaissance tour and encouraging people to be themselves, and all these things that are now weren't around when me and you were fighting at the beginning, for our rights and what we wanted. And the kids are looking for these spaces. So I can see that the drag would bring more people out. And the fact that he kept you on, even as a comedian, means that he was thinking, you know, I'm going to have to look into this a little bit more. But it, drag is in the last 2 years has been a hot spot. So I'm sure the owner of the club have seen all the controversy online about drag. I'm sure he didn't just say, let's have a drag show without him being aware of what is being said and done with drag and drag laws. And mainly DeSantis is a very vocal person that's made his intentions very clear about Disney, about the way he feels about immigration, about the way he feels about the community and drag. So I'm sure that the owner of your club, this wasn't something new to him. I'm thinking this other club or this other bar in the mall has more to do with it because they're worried about the competition and the fact that they know that a lot of their clients are probably talking about this drag show that's going to happen in this bar that's on the other end of the mall.
well, I would say that's a fair point, but I also have to say that the Moms of Liberty are a very strong organization in Lake Wales. Um,
Mhm.
and what I see more than less that's happened is the Moms of Liberty went to these churches and took our flyers and said we cannot have I think there's a lot of factors going on there. Yes, the owner was aware of all the controversy and he was trying to give us a safe place to go. And he's been very supportive of it. And trust me this, that there will be a gay voice in there when I take over the comedy shows. Okay. I will be
Hmm.
all inclusive, straight, gay, whatever. Okay. If you are, and I'm going to bring in some good talent because he's given me good money to get good talent. This is not going to be an open mic. This isn't going to be anything, low key. This is going to be high class entertainment, top notch comedians. We're going to become one of the top notch comedian places in Central Florida. That's my
Well,
goal.
Russell, not to cut you off, but this is what I would do. If I was the owner of the bar and you as the show director of this new club that you guys are trying to get going down there, and whether or not you're thinking about the direction that you want to go in with the club, I would, like I said before, for him and for you, I think you need to rent out a space that you can have drag in a theater where they can't control that because drag is considered art. So that's your way of getting around that. And you could
Yeah,
put the
and we're going to be
drag
doing that.
in. Hmm?
We're we're looking for that now. We'll be doing that.
Yeah.
We're
And
looking
then
for
have the same owner of this bar and restaurant produce this show. This way, you can create a following. You can also invite the community, whether they come or they don't come. You put on a great show. You make sure that the police is there so they can visually see it. You invite the mayor of Lake Wales. You invite them so they can see. Don't try to hide the way drag is done because that's not a good thing. Show what you want, how you want your show to be, whether it's in a themed show or whether it's a comedy themed show and different a variety show, cabaret, whatever, and put on a show or something for the community. Let them see it for what it is, and then you put that. Once they see that, you'll have less opposition about what's going to go on in this nightclub, bar, restaurant, in by the mall. And I think that that is something that you need to do first instead of just outright complaining. You got to complain a little bit, but you got to put these shows into production and make them seen by the people of Lake Wales. And if you run and hide and you don't put these shows on right away, or you take too long to put them on, they figure they didn't won.
well, we're not really running right now. He's just trying to launch the club, get it open, and we're doing the best that we can do with that. It is the entire city of Lake Wales. I actually even pulled up a map to see if the mall indeed was in the city of Lake Wales because it's far, and there's part of the parking lot it isn't. Um, but there's no building there. So I'm even trying to go through all the technicalities. I think that the show will happen. It just won't happen in September. So
I
this
mean, it's okay. For me, I think that you are. I'm trying to say it in the right way. I think that there's a way around all of this, but just for one show or something that might not last a long time with a partnership, or if it's just something that you guys are looking to do on a regular basis, whether it's just for entertainment purposes or not, I think to save yourself some time and some hassle, I think it's always probably sometimes it's better to just to take things elsewhere.
well, this he's looking at properties outside the area, and so it's going to, but we need probably the revenue from this particular one to launch another club in a different area. So
Oh, okay.
so it's just one step at a time. I'm still honored that he wants me to run the comedy part of it, and
Hmm.
it is because there's so many talented comedians. Why he chose me, I don't know. I do have funny videos, though. I have to say that. Anyway. So and I'm cute.
Promotion. You
Let's
got to
face it, I'm
promote
cute and
yourself.
adorable. So what can you do? So it's it will be okay. I think that the show will go on. The show will always go on. It may not necessarily be there, and that's cool. Um,
Hmm.
I had some opposition when I wanted to start a drag show in Plant City. Oh, they weren't having that at all. So they were like, "No, the only fruit in Plant City are strawberries." That's what I was told. So I was like, "Okay." Um, I had that one coming. They didn't even let the theater show the movie Bros there.
Well, Russell, I think that I like the fact that you actually you're taking some initiative to stand up for the community in itself, and then standing up for the fact that you are employment, and the fact that you don't, and you're trying to help open things up and invite other people to see what we do. And it's a long fight for all of us, but the fact that you guys are fighting back is a good thing. So
Yeah, we're not
whether or not the show,
for us. No, we're finding solutions. Okay,
Mhm.
and you know what? Maybe the next guy down the road who may want to start a drag show in Lake Wales might be a little easier because we broke some headway. Um,
Mhm.
because somebody got to be the trailblazer. Somebody got to
That's
be
right.
up there, and um,
Mhm.
so I also just want to say this to young struggling artists and drag artists who are trying to break into stuff. It is sometimes easier to find a venue that will take a chance on you than a show director. So
Mhm.
reach your own spaces. That's what I did. And now I'm doing movies. I have my own radio show. You know, I produce a lot of stuff. Um, I have, drag kids, with my last name Stars. I know that you've heard of the House of Extravaganza.
Mhm.
Okay. I am a member of the House of Extravaganza through the House of
The
Stars.
house of
So,
extravaganza, darling. Yes.
so
Well,
it's Russell
Russell,
X.
I
It's
just want
Russell
to
X
say thank you.
Against Stars. Yeah.
I just
Uh,
want to say thank you for being on the show today. And I hope we got some of this. I hope hopefully when we show this out there, you can take this video and you can actually show it to the people of Lake Wales that drag is a form of art and entertainment. Whether or not you think it's a lewd act or not, these entertainers and these citizens of that city and that country have the right, adults have the right to view what they want and decide what they want to see. And for the people out there of Lake Wales, I'm just saying that, sometimes you might just need to be a little bit more open-minded. These are nightclubs and these are where adults go. And I don't think that you should be trying to block diverse entertainment, whether it's drag or whether it's a racy comedian or just in anything that includes anybody adult entertainment. And I
you ever
think
see
that
messy drunk? You ever see a messy drunk at a bar? That's lewd.
mhm. And
Sometimes they dance off and pee in the parking lot. You know,
yeah. So
I
I
you know
don't think one group of people should be making the decisions about an entire um group of people, another group of people, and telling them what they can do and they can't do in their city, and standing outside with signs or doing all kinds of strange things to keep these groups out. We all know that there's drag queens out there. We know what drag queens do, whether it's from reading storybook hours or adult entertainment. We know what drag does, but it's the setting that it's in depends on who watches. And we know anybody in a mall, most malls are closed at 10 o'clock. And if you have a bar and a restaurant and you're having drag shows, you can always put on the front door, this is an adult entertainment, 21 plus.
Yes, you put
That
put a
solves that
doorman out there.
issue there. Hmm?
Put a doorman out there. I mean, I'm a doorman for the Parrot on the weekends. Okay, I check everybody's ID before they get in. That's all you need to
Yeah,
do.
that's it. That solves the problem.
It's
Now,
butters. Drop the mic. We're done with that.
so what I
Easy
would
Tuesday.
suggest, is that you guys really need to um, make your voices heard a little bit more. I would march right down there to that city councilor's office, the mayor's office, to the I would even go right down to where those ladies are, the ladies or whatever they are there that's trying to oppose the drag shows going on there. I would go sit right next to them. I would, and have a cup of coffee and just sit there and look at them. Make
Yeah,
yourself very visible,
I
showing that you are there.
yeah, I'm going to attend one of the city commission meetings. I think we're all going to go down and attend the
Yeah,
city.
that's what you have to do.
Uh,
You
but
have
what I
to.
wanted,
Uh, we have to be visible, Russell. We have to be visible and boots on the ground. Otherwise, they walk right over us.
yeah. So but we are taking some steps, and I appreciate. One of the reasons why I wanted to come on here is to start, give it a voice that will reach other people, and maybe other people with these phone numbers that I mentioned will start calling, and it makes it not just a local event, but it's going to make it a worldwide event, and so that the city of Lake Wales is going to look really stupid in front of the whole world, and they may not want to
Well,
do that.
take this video and put it everywhere.
Oh, I'm gonna put it everywhere. Oh,
That's all you got
it's
to
like
do. Put it
I, I,
everywhere.
I got, I got the man's home phone number. I'm gonna send it to him.
That's right. You send it right on to him. Then let him know
All right.
that
So hey,
you're
okay,
not gonna go. You're not going quietly.
I'm not gonna go quietly, because just because there's
Mm-mm.
right there, I still got a microphone. Okay, when I got a microphone, I will speak what I need to speak.
Well, just take little clips and put it on the walls of everybody in Lake Wales. Really, if they want to be fired up, we're going to give them something to be fired up about.
Uh-huh.
That's how you do it.
That's
Well,
how it's
anyway, I
done.
want to go ahead.
That's how it's done, girl. Snap, crackle, and
Okay.
pop.
We have to fight for our rights. And if the people of Lake Wales want a fight, they're going to get a good one from Russell Mania Star. And to the people, it's simple. This is an adult show, adult entertainment. Adults come to watch it. It's simple, cut and dry. You should not have these women talking about you can't do this and you can't do that. They don't own the club, and these people who come to the shows have a right to watch adult entertainment if they're adults with proper ID can get into these clubs and watch what they want. And hopefully that this will all work out for you, Russell. You'll continue to do great art and make people laugh like you always have. And to the owner of the club, thank you. Thank you for giving our community an opportunity to earn income, to have jobs and make some money, make a difference, and keep the dream alive, and give these artists a platform to where other people like them can see them and know that they're not alone on this planet. And I want to say to Russell, thank you, sir, so much for keeping up the fight, and give Lake Wales hell. Give Lake Wales hell. Set the city
Yeah,
ablaze.
it's already going there. And I'm going to preference and say, I'm going to put allegedly on some of those things so we don't get sued. Okay. So, but there it is.
Okay. All right. So I want to say thank you to everybody out there today on my show. We had Mr. Russell Mania Star here today, talking about some issues concerning um, Lake Wales and liquor licenses and adult entertainment, and the fact that he was looking to host um, a comedy show and then include some drag brunches. Now, this has come under fire in Lake Wales, and it's creating some obstacles for the club owners and the opportunity for him to have employment and to bring in other artists to do the shows with them. He is going to try to do what he can to try to open a lot of people's minds and understand that this is diversity and this is an adult entertainment that he is hosting, and adults are attending these events. So I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show today.
And
And
I'm not alone
I
in
know
this.
it'll work out.
Lots of
Huh?
people behind me. I'm just simply here on the show to voice this, to give it some life. And there are other people that are working much harder than me to do things. But I appreciate the opportunity to be on this show to let people know that hell no, we ain't going. Okay,
That's right.
we're too fabulous to be back in the closet, girl.
We're not going back in the closet. No, we ain't doing that.
I got too
Um,
much stuff in there now. I got too much stuff in there now. I can't move all that out. Well, I got to go back in there.
and I know I can't go back in the closet.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot more stuff than I do. I know.
Well, I just want to say to our audience out there, y'all keep up the good fight. I mean, we got lots of good things happening around the world, and we have a lot of opposition along the way. But we just keep fighting for our rights, and we just keep letting people know that we are here and we are not going anywhere. So no matter what you do, we're going to fight back all the way. So until next time, my friends out there in TV land or wherever you are, just be yourself and fight. Just fight for your rights. It's your right to see what you want to see and do what you want to do. If you are an adult and you're over 21, you should be able to watch and see and do what you want. So until then, WrestleMania star and the people of Lakeland and Lake Wales hopefully will keep up the good fight out there. Until next time, my friends, right here from Pronoun TV and the Stephanie Stevens Show, we want to say thank you guys so much. Be sure to subscribe and share this video with everyone. And make sure that they know we are here and we're not going anywhere. Mm. All right, Russell.
Bye.
Until next time. Ciao, everybody.